Hey everyone, Mike here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about Smartwool running socks. Smartwool socks are great for running, for hiking, pretty much any activity that could be ruined by blistered or damaged feet. However, like you, I put off buying Smartwool socks because they are expensive as shit. And look at you now, on YouTube looking for justification to buy a $24 pair of socks. Well, you came to the right place because I'm here to give you the information that you need to determine if Smartwool socks are the right choice for you, or maybe you should save your money and get a cheaper sock or a different brand. I'm not sponsored by Smartwool, I'm not sponsored by any brand, so I really don't care what you spend your money on. However, I am interested in sharing the knowledge that I have and giving you the information that you need to make an informed decision. So as usual, no filler, no bullshit, let's jump right into it and let's get started with comfort. Comfort for me isn't just about how your foot feels when you put that sock on the first time, it's about how your foot feels hours from now when your feet are soaking wet and shoved in a shoe. The merino wool blend found in Smartwool socks wicks moisture away from your skin and keeps those piggies dry for longer. However, if you're in extremely hot or extremely cold environments, your feet are going to eventually get wet no matter what. I've been in many Florida races where the weather is extreme, either very hot or very wet, and out of all the socks that I've tried, Smartwool socks are the only sock that I actually get excited about when I'm gonna do a sock change. Excited about a sock change. Yeah, I'm definitely in my 30s. You can, if you can't tell. There was one race in particular where I was approaching a supply drop and I forgot which pair of socks I had packed for that particular stop. And when I got to my bucket, opened it up, and looked in and saw that I had my Smartwool socks, I got a big smile on my face because I knew that my foot pain would soon be reduced and I could better focus on all the other pain that I was facing at that moment. There are certain times during a race or training or everyday life where I really see the value in a product and I'm inspired to do a review on that product. And for this particular race, when I saw those Smartwool socks, that was my inspiration moment, and I knew that I wanted to do a review on them, get the word out, and let you guys know how much that Smartwool socks helped me in that moment and helped me during my long races. The fit is great with the merino wool blend allowing enough elasticity to get a really good toe splay. I also have a pair of Darn Tough socks, which are also merino wool blend, and you wouldn't believe how rigid those socks are when compared to Smartwool. If you have a wide foot, a narrow foot, or anything in between, Smartwool socks should feel natural and comfortable. I own many different styles, and I won't go into each of them, but I can tell you that they all feel great. My favorite pair would be my targeted cushion low-cut crew socks for running, but I also like their hiking socks because they're just so thick and cozy. Now, there are many different styles of running sock. There's no cushion, targeted cushion, max cushion. As far as I can tell, the only difference between them is a bit of extra material, whether it be in the ball of the foot or the heel of the foot. Honestly, when it's on your foot, you can't tell too much unless you change the sock one after the other, and you can kind of feel where that cushioning is. Otherwise, they all feel amazing, they all feel great, and they all feel well built, which is a good segue into the next section, which is build quality. The quality of every Smartwool sock I own is great, but, oh man, he said but, let's get ready for some bullshit. But these are not my everyday sock. I do not wear these to work. Smartwool socks are my racing and my training sock. And even during training cycles, I go through many different cheaper socks to prolong the life of my coveted Smartwool socks. If you're someone who's on your feet all day, every day, and asked me how long a single pair of Smartwool socks would last, I honestly could not answer. What I can say though is that I got my first pair a year and a half ago, and I probably put on at least 150, maybe 200 miles on them, and they still look great. With proper washing care and cycling them for cheaper socks, as I mentioned, I've been able to get a good life out of all of my socks. I save them for those long runs, those races, where I really need the benefit of a high quality sock. So if you treat the sock right, if you use it as a training tool, it will last a long time. And I think this is a good segue into my next section, which is value. Smartwool socks have great value, but, oh my god, he said but again. This time he really is full of shit. But $20 to $30 is a lot of money for a single pair of socks. I would suggest waiting for one of Smartwool's many sales. Check out their clearance section. You can find last year's models and some of their lesser popular color patterns for much cheaper than full price. So if you don't mind not color coordinating your wardrobe, you can easily find a pair of Smartwool socks for as low as $10, usually around $14 or $15. That being said, I really do think they are worth the $20 price tag for a lot of the socks. I've had blisters before that have taken me out of races that have had me limping to the finish line. So knowing that I have feet that are protected, that are healthy, that's huge to me. However, I personally have never bought a pair of Smartwool socks for full price. I've always waited for clearances. I've always waited for sales. On Strava, they usually have discount codes if you do a little Smartwool challenge, which is like run 2 miles in a month or something crazy. But I've always waited for a sale, and I've always gotten them on sale. So I think you know what to do. I'm gonna skip a dedicated negative section because we pretty much covered all the bases. They're expensive as shit. With that, I'm gonna jump right into alternatives. Smartwool socks are expensive, but if you look at the other high-end wool-based companies, Smartwool socks are actually fairly competitively priced. If you go on Amazon, you can find many off-brand wool socks. These are much cheaper than $20 a pair. I think you can get like 3 or 4 pairs for like 20, 30 bucks. However, these pairs, they will break down much quicker. They are not as good at wicking moisture. However, they're probably good enough. If you're someone that runs hundreds of miles a month, goes on multi-day hikes, or like me runs ultramarathons, you may find that investing in a good pair of socks is well worth the money. However, at the end of the day, it all comes down to foot care and foot maintenance. I know some runners that wear the cheapest cotton socks. I know some runners that don't wear socks at all. Socks, especially premium socks, are a luxury, but they're a luxury. They're a tool that I find beneficial for myself, and I find that it's a good investment for my foot health and really helps me out in my races. Overall, I really like Smartwool socks, and if you see me at a race, there's a good chance that I have a pair on, or I have a pair in my pack, or I have a pair in a drop location somewhere. I'd highly recommend them to both new and veteran outdoor enthusiasts, but I'd wait for a sale if you're turned off by that high price. So with that, I'd like to hear from you. What socks are you guys wearing? Do you find expensive socks to be beneficial, or have you been getting by just fine in your cheap socks? Comment down below, start a discussion. I really want to hear from you. Thanks for sticking with me this far. I really appreciate it, and as always, I cannot wait to see you do something amazing. Real quick before you go, if you're even here for this long, I'm redoing the studio. I got a new camera. I got some hats set up in the back here. They're just some hats that I put on a thing. But I got a new camera, so I can do cool things like, you know, pull the autofocus. Gonna use this for a lot of my races. I'm gonna film a lot of races that I'm not a part of. But yeah, really excited to share my new camera, real excited to set up the new studio space. Probably each video for the next few weeks is gonna be quite different as I kind of get the look that I want. For everyone that subscribed to me, thanks for being with me. I'm glad that you're here to watch the channel grow as I try to grow it. And for all the new viewers that are just coming into this video and you've somehow made it to this point, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. If not, that's all cool too. Just happy you're here with me. With that, I really am ending the video now. I really do hope to see you guys do something amazing, and I'll check you later. I'll check you later? That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.